Welcome back, Nerd Nation. Super excited for our guest today, TK. Welcome to the show.
Glad to be here.
So, TK is a marketing specialist here in our Phoenix office who has absolutely been dominating lately.
Thank you.
But I wanted to really, the real reason I brought you is because you're a baseball fan. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
Just found out, here talking with him, found out you're a huge baseball fan. So we'll get into that a little bit, but wanted everyone to get to know you a little bit.
Okay.
So tell us a little bit about you. Are you born and raised in Phoenix, or where are you from?
Born and raised in Mississippi.
Mississippi.
So, yes, sir. From the South. So
okay.
Actually moved out here June 2021. And so I actually started with N.E.R.D 3 months after that. So
okay.
Yep.
So what brought you out here originally?
So my brother, he went to University of Arizona. He graduated from there, so bear down. But he ended up getting his master's from ASU. And so he's been living in Tempe about the last 5-6 years. And I was working with an MMA company before early 2021. The season kind of finished up, so I was still at home. And he was like, just come out here, change the scenery, because I was thinking about actually moving to Las Vegas.
Okay.
Like 2019, and then the pandemic hit, so a lot of stuff got pushed back. And he was just like, just come out here, experience how the West is. You'll kind of see how everything is before if you think about moving to Las Vegas or you want to stay here. So I drove about 20 hours.
Wow.
20 hours by myself. Yep. I had to stop a couple of times with my aunts in Louisiana and then Dallas, Texas, and then finally I made it out here like it may be 3 o'clock in the morning. It was a wild drive. So
now, before that, you played college baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you play?
Southern University, Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
And why is that significant?
Oh, yeah. So 3 points of reference: Lou Brock, Hall of Famer, Southern University; Ricky Weeks, the only Golden Spikes winner from a black college from Southern University; and Danny Goodwin. He's the only player to be drafted #1 overall twice. And so, yeah, those prestigious. Yeah, of course.
Baseball.
Yes, sir.
And you played baseball there?
Yes, I played outfield.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. So baseball fan, and I have to ask, I don't like the answer. Who's your favorite team?
The Yankees, the best franchise of all time, all sports. So.
All right.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to agree with that, but it's really hard for me to disagree with that.
Absolutely. It's been rough on us the last 12 years. We haven't won, but yeah, hopefully they turn around this year.
Yeah, they've gone through a drought for them.
Yeah, I know.
Sure.
Big time.
So, okay, we're going to get to baseball a little bit later because I actually love the comparison between sales and baseball, and you and I were talking about it earlier. So. Mm-hmm. So came to Phoenix and got with N.E.R.D, and you're doing really well right now. So what's interesting, and a lot of marketing specialists may not know, and nerds for that matter, is we've actually tried to make you a district manager on a couple times.
Wow.
And so why? You actually, and I love this story, you said no, and why? Why did you say you didn't want to be a district manager at that time?
First, I kind of feel like I want to master this position first before moving on to another, just because you really don't. To me, it feels incomplete just kind of halfway into it. Okay, let's move to another position and stuff like that, and you don't really kind of take all those tools and life lessons and stuff from that position that you're in previously to another position. So I kind of want to make sure I have everything master it. Kind of dominate this position first, and then before moving on to something else. No,
and I love that response. And I remember when Sigel told me that, I was kind of floored. And hats off, lots of respect, man, because that's something that's awesome. Mm-hmm. So right now you've been in some competitions, been winning a lot of competitions lately.
For sure.
I've been writing checks to you a lot lately, so doing really, really well.
Yes, sir.
What's changed? What turned it on? How has your success changed as of late?
So a few things. Obviously, experience. When you kind of do it more and more, you kind of learn what works, what doesn't work. Also, as well, I started to appearance matters, right? So when I first started with N.E.R.D, like I said, I didn't have too many clothes with me. I always wore jeans and a T-shirt, baseball cap, and a lot of people kind of see that just not really. But I knew I could be pretty good doing it just because I always Still had long conversations with people, but of course, I kind of appearance and competency kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah.
So I obviously started kind of dressing a little bit better, getting my hair cut more often and stuff, and started to see, success in turn from that. So it's just kind of keeping it going and stuff.
That's awesome. So one other thing I learned about you, and there was a competition I threw out, and you happened to tie with Gabe down in Tucson. Gabe will like this story too. And so I gave you guys the option. So there was one prize, right? And I said, we can have a script off, winner takes all, or you guys can, split it. I think it was $500. It was $250. And you're like, no way. No way. Winner take all. I'm going for it.
Straight up, yeah.
So super competitive as well. And you probably got that. I mean, that's probably why you were, a college athlete. You have to be a little bit competitive to do that. How has that helped you in this job?
Being a college athlete or just being an athlete in general?
Being competitive.
Yeah. So you have to be competitive in life first and foremost. But sports is really like the avenue that really kind of teaches people. The harder you work, being persistent, disciplined at things, you're going to see progress. I mean, as we talked before, a lot of people with baseball is kind of hand in hand with sales, just because, you can have the look, you can have, the body type, all that type of stuff. But if you really don't work hard at it, if you're not disciplined or you're not persistent, you're not going to succeed. So I carry that over my lessons from baseball, playing college and stuff, to sales on a daily basis. So.
I love that. So now I was sharing a story with you earlier where, so in 2013, my son was on the Little League all-star team that won Arizona, and we went to the Little League World Series West region, right? Lost to the eventual champions. But we were a dominant team. I helped manage that team, and it was a lot of fun, and we won a lot of tournaments. But what was interesting is we had that loss at the Little League World Series, and we came home, same team for the most part, and went into the club atmosphere, and we couldn't win a ball game. And it was just horrible. And so I remember the Ken Huckabee, the guy that we played under, his organization, he brought in a sports psychologist, and pretty cool story. But he, one of the things that he said is that, as athletes, especially in baseball, right? In the minor leagues, there's probably the greatest athletes in the world. There's, people that can run faster, throw further, hit harder, just, better curveball, best athletes. But the difference between the minors and the majors wasn't physical characteristics. It was the mental characteristics, like you were talking about.
Absolutely.
And he said that, when you look at the Hall of Famers, a 300 batting average, it's pretty much guaranteed. If you have a lifetime batting average of 300, you're going to be in the Hall of Fame. When you look at that, that means you failed 70% of the time. and that's that correlation with sales, right? Where, man alive, like you get a lot of rejection. So how do you deal with rejection?
Just different life experiences that I went through kind of always prepared me for it, as well as, like you said, baseball and stuff. But it's interesting, I was kind of thinking about when you said 2013, that was my redshirt sophomore year in college. And I actually got hurt the very first game of the year, trying to be too aggressive, having that football mentality take over the baseball. And I was going first to third and saw the third baseman kind of in the baseline. And funny story, I tried to run him over. He saw me at the last minute, and he kind of moved out the way, and I ended up damaging my knee. I had a grade 1 PCL tear in my knee. So I missed about a month worth of the season. And that's the mental battle that I had to go through. First time being like majorly injured. And so I came back, had to play with like a knee brace and things of that sort. But baseball really is parallel with sales, because like you say, knocking doors all day, for the most part, you probably failing 70% of the time. Yeah. On a good day, probably 90 on an average day. So you really have to. I try to tell everybody as well too, regardless of what happens at that door that you're at, whether you succeed or fail, bad experience or not. Once I leave that door, I have to give that next door everything that I have. I want to respect that homeowner by giving them the best me on the door. So yeah,
I love that. So how much do you think of being successful, a successful marketing specialist has to do with, because you talked about physical appearance before, how much of it is physical versus mental?
Maybe I guess 80-20 or 70-30 more mental. But physical is definitely important just because they're having dudes knock on their door every day.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of, you know, they all kind of dress the same, you know, the T-shirt, the shorts, the cap and everything, all that stuff. But what I try to tell people, appearance matters, just because when I come, I always, and it's been instilled in my family, things of that sort, you want to dress well. So my shirt is iron. My pants are iron, you know. Have a crease in them. My shirt is tucked in. You know, all those things matter. My shoes are clean. So
that matters.
Exactly.
It definitely matters.
Because once they open their door, it's just, you know, wow, who is this? Or they can kind of peek out the blind while you're kind of being distracted, you know, paying attention, waiting for them to open the door. It's kind of like, who is this? And then just open the door is, hey, can I help you? And then you kind of get into your pitch and everything. But that just goes to show you just that first thing is going to get you in the window.
Yep.
It's going to get you in the window. And then, like you said, the mental aspect of being disciplined, persistent, despite, you know, negative outcomes or whatever, can carry you the entire day and stuff. So.
I love that, and you're exactly right. Just your appearance is going to allow a little bit more engagement than other people are going to get.
Absolutely.
So it does matter. So tell me, let's just say you had a really rough day, like one of those days that you know probably doesn't happen very often, but let's say you blanked, you know, you put a donut up.
Yes, sir.
What are you going to do mentally to come back the next day?
Once I leave the office, like say I have a donut or whatever, if I leave the office, I really kind of leave my day in the office, if that makes sense. You know, I'm also, like I say, I'm competitive to where, okay, if I had a 0 yesterday, once I drive in the next day, I'm kind of like, if I had a 0 yesterday, I'm coming back and trying to, you know, have a good day. You know, but for the most part, you have to compartmentalize it. You can't, like I say, every day is different. Every area is different. The only thing you can kind of control is how prepared you are, how well you know your script, your door mechanics, if you've been practicing on objection handling. Everything besides that is just, it's almost just up in the air. It's almost kind of like a flip of the coin. But you kind of allow that to discourage you. You know, I try to tell everyone, even me, there's days where I don't get anything.
Right.
I mean, the only thing I can control is literally how I prepare myself for the day.
Yeah, I love that. And one thing I have noticed, and you know, Galen and Sigel and Lola, we've talked about, is you are extremely positive. You're always you always have a smile on your face, always positive, and you come in and you get to work. So that's awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So TK, what would you? Obviously, you've had people shadow you, and you've had some training opportunities. What do you tell a new person? Like, what, you know, there's going to be lots of new guys listening to this. What's the best advice you can give them to be successful as a marketing specialist?
The first thing I tell everybody, if you like talking to people, I mean, it's an easy job in a sense.
Yeah.
If you like talking to people, you like communicating with people, it's really easy. You know, we actually try to tell everyone you get paid to talk to someone. You know, objection handling and stuff like that, that's a skill that you learn, but just foundation, if you like talking to people, if you don't mind walking around, you know, getting physical exercise, you'll love it. It's kind of easy. But like I said, the objection handling part of it, it's a skill that you have to learn and master, like with all skills. But besides that, I just let them know if you like talking to people, it's gonna be easy. You know, it's gonna be all right.
I love that. Okay, to wrap up a little bit, tell us what are some of your goals in the future? I mean, obviously this is a entry level position, but there's always advisors, managing. You know, what does your future look like?
Still kind of like planning and weighing it out of sorts. I definitely want to know more because knowing more actually helps you do better at your job. Obviously, you know, like I said, I want to be the best marketing specialist, assessor, sales rep, whatever, however you want to put that category ever, you know. So, of course, there's leaderboards there, and my mindset is I want to literally take up the entire leaderboard.
You want your name everywhere.
For sure, yep. So that's kind of like first and foremost. But also growing in life as well, developing more, you know, personally, spiritually, you know, the whole nine. So,
and you are definitely a student of the game.
I appreciate it.
You study, you work. I know you worked hard when we changed the script. You worked hard to get that, because you had a decent script before, right? So you had to make some changes there. Okay, lastly, how many sales do you have this month already?
5 so far. A couple of them are still up in the air, and then of course it's halfway month. So
yeah, we're halfway.
Trying to finish with double digits at least.
I'm rooting for you. So
I appreciate it.
All right, so everyone, TK, I hope to have him on the show in the future.
Thank you.
Great guy. He is a Yankees fan, but we'll forgive him for that. But thanks for joining.
No doubt. Thank you. I appreciate it.